مرحبا يا شباب ومرحبا يا صبايا، كيفكن؟ شو أخباركن؟ إن شاء الله بخير. Today I'm going to share with you one of the smartest tips for learning Arabic. I am Khalid Nasra, your host and your Arabic online teacher on Patreon. ممتاز. So اليوم we are diving into the best tips for learning Arabic or any language you are passionate about. So let's get started with the first strategy. خلينا نبلش. The first strategy, I discovered it when I was learning Russian and I have since applied it to Serbian. And by the way, I love Serbian music. I don't know why, maybe because they use the word habibi a lot when they are singing. But it's really helping me to progress in learning Serbian. And this is something I will talk about later in other episodes, how music can really help you to learn the language. But you must love the music of the language you are learning first. So we humans are creatures of patterns. Everything we do, from how we work to how we speak, follows a pattern. When you understand these patterns, you can unlock a new level of fluency. It is very fascinating for me how recognizing patterns can make learning so much easier. So, how can you use this strategy to learn Arabic? The key word here is exposure. ثم exposure. عدت 3 مرات. You need to immerse yourself in the language as much as possible before diving into grammar rules. Red flag, grammar rules, okay? Why is that? Many learners make the mistake of starting with the grammar first, which is going to train your brain to analyze first. Then maybe in 5 years' times, you will speak. And this becomes a habit that can stick with you forever. And it will make it almost impossible for you to become fluent. That's why I always, tell my students, your first teacher is so crucial, is the most important, is going to set the foundation for you and determine whether you are going to speak fluently, مثل البلبل. So make sure you choose wisely. Now let's talk about the tools for effective language exposure. This is very important. In my opinion, listening and reading are your best friends here and the best tools for that. The more you listen and read, the more familiar you will become with the sounds and rhythms of Arabic. بس في عندنا مشكلة واحدة. We have one problem here. If you started, let's say, listening to Arabic TV shows and you're a beginner, you are going to not learn anything and you will become so frustrated because you are, choosing a level that is way beyond of your comfort zone. So the point here is essential to find a customized linguistic exposure tailored to your language level. So make sure to find materials that match your current level. And here's how. For example, let's say a podcast. Make sure you look for beginner level podcast with slow and clear speech. كتير مهم. The same with courses. Enroll in structured courses designed for your level. The same with audio and visual lessons. Use resources created specifically for your level. هذا كتير مهم لما بدكم تستخدموا استراتيجية الإكسبوجر. بعدين, when you find yourself comfortable with the materials you are using to expose yourself to the language you are learning, let's say here Arabic, it's time to push your exposure just beyond your comfort zone. مثلا, for example, if you are an A2 level, start engaging with B1 level material. This gradual progression helps you improve your Arabic without feeling overwhelmed. So the key message here, make sure you expose yourself to the language before you start analyzing. Then make sure you use the right material that matches your level. وأخيرا, listen to material that is a bit higher than your current level. ممتاز يا شباب ويا صبايا. That's all for today. Make sure you apply this tip and you are going to see a massive progress once you learn this idea to spot the pattern in the language and once you give up analyzing first. I've used it and it worked amazing when I learned Russian and when I'm learning Serbian now. And also I'm using all these strategies in teaching my students and also in the Khaled Nasra method on Patreon. You will find pretty much everything I spoke about it is applied on my method. It's one of the pillars of Khaled Nasra method on Patreon. وبشوفكن المرة الجاي. مع السلامة.